grievances and issues with how E3 was being handled. So he's trying to push Summer Game Fest to essentially be the next marquee gaming event, the gaming Super Bowl after E3 is what it feels like. That feels like what his ambitions is, to make Summer Game Fest the next E3. Only time will tell what the future holds for E3. There's a part of me that will miss it because E3 was for a number of years a gathering spot for various facets of the games industry, from publishers to developers to journalists to content creators. All kinds of people will come together and share in their love for gaming, and also share in the cringing of certain things that can happen at E3. Despite its ups and downs, it was very much an iconic event for gaming. It's sad to see its current state, and while nothing is defined, and while we still have yet to see how much of a presence E3 2023 will have, these reports just don't paint a bright picture. But who knows? Maybe depending on how E3 2023 is handled, there's room for the event to make some kind of comeback in future years, or this might just be the writing on the wall that spells its inevitable and steady doom. Hard to say for sure at this point, but in the meantime, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on these reports. Do you think this spells the beginning of the end for E3, or do you think it's a hurdle that they can recover from in future years if they handle E3 2023 correctly? And with the absence of the big three based on these reports, is E3 something that you're interested in still, that you're going to tune into or attend, or does this kill the E3 hype for you? For my part, I'm going to have to wait and see what the exhibitors list looks like for E3 2000. The Wizards of the Coast fiasco continues, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk about an apology message that Wizards of the Coast put out there in their attempt to try to rectify things with an ardently furious community. Now, before we get into that, a reminder that I've already made 3 videos on this. The first video is titled Wizards of the Coast Piss Off the Indie Community with Awful, Restrictive, and Greedy New OGL 1.1, which focuses on the article that started it all, that revealed information about the new OGL, the new open game license that Wizards of the Coast planned to sneak by the community. A new OGL that would take the open part of the open game license and just completely destroy that aspect with restrictions that wouldn't allow creativity to flow as freely. Creativity that has allowed this tabletop community, the Dungeons and Dragons community, to thrive. The OGL encouraged creativity by allowing people to commercialize their creations, third-party publishers and creators alike, but all of that was compromised by Wizards of the Coast higher-ups' greed and tone deafness. The second video, D&D Community's Revolt of New OGL Intensifies, Wizards of the Coast respond with duplicitous statement, focuses on all of the backlash that Wizards of the Coast got as a result of the article exposing what they were intending to do with the new OGL, alongside their response that attempted to manipulate public perception and the narrative surrounding this whole situation, that essentially gaslit the community. They pretended like this was all about trying to fend off hateful or discriminatory products and fight back against Web3, blockchain, and NFTs. They claimed that it was always their intention to get community feedback before releasing the OGL, the new OGL, in full, which is a complete lie based on numerous sources. They backpedaled on certain restrictions when it comes to educational and charitable campaigns, live streams, cosplay, virtual tabletop, etc. They backpedaled on royalties that they were planning to implement, royalties that you'd have to pay if you reached a certain amount of revenue and above. And then they also gaslit the community with quotes like, "You're going to hear people say that they won and we lost because making our voices heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will only be half right. They won and so did we." Basically trying to say, we didn't get wrecked by the community. You guys didn't make us bend the knee. We're in this together. Let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya. When the aggressor in this case was in fact Wizards of the Coast higher-ups, and the community had to make a stand for Wizards of the Coast to change its mind about the Neo OGL. And even then, I wouldn't say there are any winners here. Everyone lost in this. We had a good thing. Mike Ehrmantraut, take it away.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork.
Oh,
you could have shut your mouth, cooked, and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
So yeah, nobody bought into Wizards of the Coast bullshit. There was backlash from third-party publishers and creators. There was backlash from content creators, both focusing on tabletop and D&D.
Blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
So yeah, nobody bought into Wizards of the Coast bullshit. There was backlash from third-party publishers and creators. There was backlash from content creators, both focusing on tabletop and D&D, as well as outside of that community. Employees did their own form of protest.